Welcome back to What to Drink Before You Kick the Bucket, mate. You call that a wine? Now that's a wine. That's right, everybody. The one, the only, Henschke Hill of Grace. Because, as they say down under, we didn't come here to fuck spiders. All bad Paul Hogan impressions aside, this is hands down one of the greatest wines on the planet. There's plenty of wines you can justify not opening. Maybe because they're hyper-intellectual and kind of weird, or maybe they're super aged and a little bit funky. Maybe they don't make sense with everyone you're hanging out with. But I've tried for 20 years to find a reason not to open one of these, and I still haven't found it. My first Hill of Grace was fortunately the legendary 1986, and I can remember it like it was literally yesterday. It was back in the Alinea days, and with service running so fast, it was impossible to find 10 seconds to think about something in between courses and wines and clearings and all the other things that were machinations of this crazy machine, right? But there were a handful of wines in that time which were so compelling that it caused the entire Somm team to drop what they were doing and stare at a glass for about a minute. And the 86 Hill of Grace was that. It was my first epiphany with Australian wine. It was when I realized that Australia was more than just dark, thick, rich, quaffable stuff. It could be something earth-shaking. At the same time, something so filigreed and fine and complex and timeless. And it's very possible that this 06 or this 04 are going to inherit exactly that crown. This wine is the complete package. How can something be so sexy yet so serious, so flirty and so brilliant, so intellectual but still so freaking delicious? I guess that also describes my girlfriend. It seems as though I've discovered a trend. Anyway, this is the kind of wine that you can lust after every day. Its deliciousness, its approachability, but its depth is spellbinding. I mean, these vines, the grandfather block, which sources a good part of the Hill of Grace. So we're talking about the Eden Valley, just outside of McLaren, and a region that was actually more known for its Rieslings. And before they renamed this location, it was actually called Nordrhein, which is a German reference, right? And they do make amazing Riesling. But these vines, dating back to the 1800s, I mean, the foundation of this was basically in the 1860s, right? Now these grandfather vines are reaching 150, 160 years old. That's absolute insanity. When you visit this vineyard, you actually have to sterilize your shoes and then put little booties on before you go in because the vines are so old, they're so susceptible to any sort of sicknesses. It's like being in another universe. When this wine is in your glass, I mean, I feel like some divine light has just shone down upon me. When you look out onto this beautiful little church across from the vineyard, you feel like you've been anointed, you've been made a saint, you've been cleansed of all of your misdoings. It's truly like almost an out-of-body experience, and no one expects that out of a Shiraz. All of these impressions people have of this poor grape made in Australia is, oh yeah, it's so boorish and so alcoholic and so marmalade-y and so bleh and so bleh. And the Europeans are like, we don't need any overseas wines. We have plenty of Syrah here. I have never in my entire life met a European or American Syrah that can do anything like this. It is freaking unbelievable. Sweet Jesus. This is the 2004 that I have right now. One of the most recent and epic, iconic, legendary vintages. And customers ask me, oh, isn't that a bit old? What? Are you out of your tree? This hasn't even started yet. It's finally started to find its legs. The acidity is shimmering behind these gobs of fruit. The depth, this sort of like animal-y, almost like furry thing is coming out. These beautiful mushroomy, just sort of peeking out. And this just finish literally 4 days. It is insanity. And as you see from these 3 bottles, they never stop experimenting until from the 1860s until today. You can find bottlings in cork, in screw top, and in vino lock. I mean, nutso. All I can say is, so if you're around Munich, come by Sticks. If you're fast enough, you can grab a glass. If you're not, all I can say is, happy hunting, you cunts. By the way, as long as you use an Aussie accent, you can always use that word. Now I'm gonna crack a tinny of VB to wash this down, but first, I'm gonna finish this off. Cheers!